Today, we will look at some more rare pattern skins in CS2 that you could buy with $10 or less. So if you plan on getting some skins soon, this video is for you. On a side note, I had a ton of stuff planned this week for the 25th anniversary update and waited 3 whole days for it, and the only thing we got was a Valve tweet. You hate to see it. Anyways, let's get right into the video. The Tech9 Icecap has great rare patterns where the full top slide turns blue and looks very clean with its metallic blue color. If you need a cheap Tech9, you can pick one of these up for under $1, and finding one of the rare patterns should be quite easy since there's a huge supply of these skins and multiple patterns that have this exact look. Next up, we have the P250 Nevermore, and you can get these quite cheap at $1.50 for factory new. The rare patterns have the raven centered on the gun, and you can get many different orientations. Some patterns even have double ravens on them as well. I recommend checking these in game to pick a pattern that you personally like. The Tech9 cutout is a sleeper skin that no one pays attention to, but it's actually quite nice with the black and gray color scheme. Rare patterns have the butterfly right above the left thumb when you inspect the gun, and the better the pattern, the more visible the butterfly gets. These go for about $7 in factory new, and the rare patterns are pretty much market price here. The P2000 Amber Fade has patterns that feature 80 to 100% fades, and rare patterns have 99 to 100% fades on them. On these patterns, the full backside will get a nice gold color, and the rest of the skin gets filled out with orange and green. These go for $10 in factory new, and it's worth looking for a rare pattern since they're a huge upgrade from base patterns. The Acid Etched P2000 has the well-known 4-leaf clover pattern, but there's actually another rare pattern that you could get, which is pattern 893. It's called the Fade pattern because the top slide gets a full rainbow colorway of blue, purple, pink, orange, yellow, and green. I found a few listings on CS Flow with this exact pattern, and the cheapest was $4.50 in field tested. Acid fades also have patterns with 80 to 100% fades, and I've already covered 100% max fades in a previous video. Max black patterns have 80% fades and have a distinct look where the scope stays green, but the body gets a dark green color. If you prefer this darker look over the more vibrant lime patterns, you can pick one of these up for $1 in factory new. Crimson Tsunami Galils primarily feature blue waves on a red background, and while there is no official guide on the best patterns, you can get max wave patterns where the waves cover most of the gun, and the waves spill over to the handguard and barrel, example here being pattern 146. These go for about $3.50 in factory new, and I recommend checking listings to find one where the waves cover most of the gun. The XM1014 Elegant Vines is highly pattern based, and rare patterns feature a rose in the middle of the gun, with the example being pattern 827. The souvenir version is $2, so you can get the skin incredibly cheap and get yourself the rare rose pattern along with it. Since there's no guide for this skin, you will have to manually check listings to find one with the rose on it, but the upside is you get a rare pattern skin for no overpay at all. The XOXO has a massive amount of rare patterns, some examples being the pink mesh, XXX patterns, berry, skull, and smoothie patterns. All of them differ in prices, but I recommend trying to find ones that are near normal market price of $5 for minimal wear. I am covering skins briefly for this video, but there will be a full guide on all of the XOXO patterns coming soon. The Max7 Sonar is pretty unremarkable on its own, but it does have max blue patterns where the top side is covered in blue lines, and it looks significantly cleaner than every other pattern. These are also very cheap at 50 cents for factory new, and I recommend going for one of the top 3 patterns since this skin has a huge supply. Galil Sandstorms have 2 rare patterns, Max Purple and Max White. The best patterns are very expensive, but if you look for tier 2 and 3 patterns that I have included here, you can find a great deal where the whole Galil gets a purple color and will cost around $9 in minimal wear. It's a great choice for sticker crafts and purple themed inventories. If you're a fan of the hot Rod M41s, rare sawed-off brake light patterns are definitely worth considering, since patterns like 395 here remove the white lines and leave the sawed-off with a clean red metallic finish. The better the pattern, the less white lines visible, and these are also incredibly cheap at $1.50 for factory new. The XM Ziggy is very similar to the XOXO, but the rare pattern here is Max Purple, specifically for the backside of the gun. These XMs go for $3 in factory new, and the solid purple is a huge upgrade to the random colors that you get with most other patterns. The Op Paw has 2 different rare pattern types, and the first one is the Golden Cat that appears right above the mag, and you can get these quite cheap at $3.50 for field tested. There is a variety of patterns that you could choose from, but patterns 703 and 399 will have the cat in the best positions, so I recommend trying to find those for near market price. I do have two honorable mentions that were over $10, but they are pretty close in price and were solid options for their price points. The first one that we have is the Bengal Tiger P250, which has two rare variants, Max White and Max Orange. You can get Max Orange patterns for around $15 in minimal wear. 90% of the gun will be orange, and it's not possible to get the whole gun in one color. Max White patterns do exist, but they are significantly more expensive, so I will cover them in a different video. We covered the Golden Cat on the Op Paw, and the other variant is the Zaza Cat, specifically pattern 420, where the cat shows up above the mag and looks absolutely blasted off the Za. This pattern is a bit more well known and desired, so the starting price for these in field tested is $20, and better conditions significantly go up in price from there. So that's it for today. If you enjoyed the video, consider subbing to the channel for more content like this. I hope Valve releases a major update soon, and if they do, I will be covering all of it right here on this channel, so make sure to stay tuned for that. And with that being said, I hope to see you in the next video. Peace out, everyone.